That's what he said.
Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Soccer fans, get ready. Professional soccer kicks off next week in Lorain County. The Lorain County Leviathans home opener is on Monday, May 25th at Forefront Field in Avon. Tune in this Friday to get your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets courtesy of the Lorain County Visitors Bureau. Tickets are on sale for the entire season at LorainCountyLeviathansFC.com. Mike, back to you.
They got some swaggy gear, too. You saw the Crushers hat on the table. We got the Leviathan hats right next to it. And has his Leviathan scarf he's putting on, so make sure you guys check all that out. We're giving away tickets on Friday.
You know he's keeping that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Once the giveaway's done and we don't have to display the prop,
He keeping that.
it is all ends.
Yeah, I would like to keep one, too, if we can at some point.
When it's done, we will disperse the merch because these are some cool hats. We appreciate Lorain County for sending them in. Speaking of things that we have to discuss, we have ripped the Cavaliers appropriately so in 2 different segments so far in today's show. We started the first hour with the blame game. We started the second hour with can they mentally recover. But it wasn't all bad yesterday. The second and third quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter, the Cavs had built a 22-point lead. After the first quarter till the collapse, they'd outscored the Knicks by 28 points. Dustin, you mentioned it earlier. You talked about the silver linings. None of us think the series is over yet. What is the silver linings, or what are the silver linings that you wish Cavs fans watching our show right now can take away, store in their back pocket until 8 p.m. tomorrow night to give them some faith that there's still a chance the Cavs can pull this one off?
Well, to me, what I take away is I look at last night and say, okay, what's more likely to be replicated? The Cavs playing a game where they get up 20 points and blow a team out, like they did in Game 7, like they've done in multiple games in these playoffs, like they've won every game but one in these playoffs. They've won on the road in these playoffs. Or them to be up 22 points and have a team have an all-time great historic comeback where they make every shot. Like, these are insane shots, contested shots, three-pointers after three-pointer, Brunson after Brunson after Brunson, like all these things. What's more likely to happen? I would say that the Cavs win another game by 20 points. And I think they proved to us that they can do that in Madison Square Garden. And those guys went home last night. They're bummed. They're disappointed. They blew it. But you know what? They get to play tomorrow night, guys. This ain't football. You don't have to wait 7 days before you play another game. You strap it up tomorrow night, and you see what happens. I think we'll find out very quickly tomorrow night what this team's made of. And I said this to my buddy last night. I'm like, isn't it amazing how when this team plays hard with effort and they're physical, the results that come? And they did that for the majority of the game until late when it was, again, people are making fun of Kenny Atkinson for saying they got a little unlucky last night, the Cavs. Yeah, they did get a little unlucky at times. All we needed was to make one free throw.
Yeah.
And we win the game. I mean, if that bucket by Sam Merrill goes down, it's bang, puts it in, and the game's over. It's done, and we win. We're 1-0. Look, guys, if it's 1-1, we come back to Cleveland, we're not talking about this game.
Listen,
it's over.
I believe energy is transferable, and Dustin just got me hyped.
Let's go.
He just got me hyped. I'm going to go ahead and say right now, the Cavs going to win game 2 for everything Dustin just said. And I think fans need to think about this. We talked about this earlier. The Cavs found themselves down 11 early on the road against a team that was well rested, the whole rest versus rust conversation. They found a way to persevere, climb back into that game, and then dominate that game for what I like to call the dinner portion, the meat and potatoes portion of it, right? They dominated all through that point. The thing that I like the most, they were able to match New York's physicality. And if you notice, when calls didn't go their way, we didn't see the Cavaliers players running to the refs and complaining like we had seen in the Detroit series and the Toronto series. And so to me, this is a team that has shown in their 15 playoff games, this playoff run, that they are growing and that they're rolling with the punches and they're able to adapt to the situation in real time. And to your point, it's not like the Cavaliers had a 20-something point lead by luck. They had a 20-something point lead because they were doing all the little things the right way. And all you got to do is just be able to sustain that and close out the game. So I'm going to tell you right here, right now, because I'm not on panel, tomorrow the Cavs will win game 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you.
The Cavs built a massive lead by playing solid offense and great defense. And part of the reason they were able to play so well defensively was the Knicks had either Josh Hart or Mitchell Robinson in for the majority of that stretch. And when one of those two were in, the Cavs did what they did with Asar Thompson. They had Mobley or Allen guard, the guy who's not a three-point shooter, get in the paint and muck up everything else. That's why Brunson wasn't as effective early. The Cavs were daring the Knicks to shoot threes, and the Knicks could not buy a three for the first 40 minutes of last night's game, and it worked to perfection. When the Knicks went on their run, and in overtime, do you notice who was in the game as their fifth player? It's Landry Shamet. Not Josh Hart, not Mitchell Robinson, not somebody that we made graphics for in preparation for this, because Landry Shamet, in my wildest dreams, would not be in the Knicks closing lineup, and that's a tactical adjustment that the Knicks made that the Cavs were not ready for last night.
And he used to go to Van Score.
What do you say?
Shamet, he has a rough hairline.
Have you ever heard of Shamet face?
No, I'm not.
I'll explain to you off air because I'm not sure I could say it.
Okay,
in a
yeah,
concise way that
just
makes
But
sense.
you messed up the joke because that was funny as hell.
Yeah.
You really just
It went over my head.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I forgive you.
It's a nice tactical adjustment by the Knicks. An adjustment the Cavs didn't make down that same stretch was they didn't switch. They switched everything. They didn't fight to not switch. They didn't hedge. They didn't blitz enough. They soft doubled the Brunson pick and rolls down the stretch, and they got killed for it. The silver lining is it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand some of the adjustments that are right in front of you. If I can see it, and I think I know ball, but I don't know ball like those guys.
You know ball.
You know ball.
Not like some of those. Trust me. There, as G says, there's levels to it. If I can see it, they are well aware of it. Now, in the moment, why they can't adapt in real time, beyond me. But you got now 48 hours to go back, look at the film, see what worked, see what didn't, make a game plan against the Knicks lineup that will feature 5 shooters. I don't think we're going to see much Josh Hart or Mitchell Robinson down the stretch if the Cavs are going to continue to play defense like that or how they did in Game 1. Now what's their adjustment to this Shamet lineup, or whether it's Clarkson, Miles, Deuce McBride? You have that ability. And also, James Harden shot incredibly poor from the floor despite having some good looks. Max Strus had 1 3. That was it. Outside of Donovan, nobody really played a good offensive game for Cleveland. And despite that, they were still up by 22 in the fourth quarter. You can pick and choose, and once again, I know we're trying to squint to find the silver linings in a demoralizing defeat. But they did a lot of good for a 30-minute stretch yesterday that was completely erased by the extreme bad in the final 13 minutes.
You know what else I thought about?
What's that?
We got 10 points from Dean Wade and blew it. You can't blow a Dean Wade game.
Yeah, but you also,
But-
again, you guys want to talk silver linings.
Yeah.
Well, guess who's coming into game 2 with confidence?
Dean Wade.
Dean Wade.
Yes, he is.
Dean Wade.
Yes, he is.
10 points in the Garden.
And
He had a 4-point
historically,
play.
I know.
When
That
is
was-
Dean Wade? Maybe the first 4-point play of his
It
career.
was amazing.
yeah. And they said on the broadcast historically, James Harden has played well against the
At
New
MSG,
York Knicks. Yeah, and at MSG. So I think he had a 61-point game there
did.
at one point in his career. So I expect him to be better, at least from a scoring standpoint. Mike, when it comes to the turnovers, though, I think all of us, whether it's us three or any other, version of a panel that's been on here, we keep talking about the turnovers. Is it unrealistic at this point to think that the Cavaliers will just stop turning the damn ball over carelessly the way that they have?
Stop, yes. Limit is very possible. And I think one thing they did yesterday, another adjustment we can talk about, is when the Knicks started to make their run. And even a little before that, when in the first half, at the end of the first half, when the Knicks went on that 7-0 run and then the Cavs came back, and they had the back-to-back steals on the pick and roll, the Cavs were setting their screens so high up that the half-court line was basically another defender. Harden had no room to retreat. Donovan got called for the backcourt. They were starting so far up to try and get Donovan and James going downhill, but the Knicks were blitzing that screen and forcing the ball handler to pick it up, and Harden had the one jump pass where he tried to throw it. It looked like Brunson slapped his arm. They didn't call a foul, whatever. Got the easy layup. They had the other pass where Harden threw it from the right side to the left side of the court to Jared Allen when Mitchell Robinson got a hand in, picked it off, went coast to coast. Those are avoidable turnovers, right? Some of them happen in the natural flow of play. Guy makes a great defensive play. Like, some are going to happen. But it's the kind of, I'm going to use the word lazy. I'm not sure if it's the right word. Maybe there's a better word. Some of the lazy passes, especially cross-court, where you just kind of throw it and hope for the best, those you can eliminate. And I think in Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, if it gets past that, you're not going to be able to – the Knicks aren't going to shoot that bad from 3 again either. So you know they're going to score more points. You can't give them the easy fast break points that come off those lackadaisical turnovers. Harden had a couple. Mitchell had a couple. Strus in overtime got picked from behind. Like, those things can't happen in those situations. It can be fixed, not totally corrected, but it can't be fixed. It can be repaired. How about that?
I like that.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm all about it. We're going to win game 2.
Yeah.
Game 2, 8 p.m.
We
Thursday
said
night.
it. We gonna win game 2, Mike?
He's not that confident.
I'm not as confident as you guys, but I love the way they responded in Game 7 against Detroit after what happened in Game 6.
I've just watched a lot of basketball, guys, and
Yeah.
as have you guys growing up, and we know, and I'm just telling myself, like, hey, I'm recalling how I felt in the Detroit series. Like, I was at game 2. I got on the bus and rode back with all the Cavs fans who were disappointed to Cleveland 3 hours after the game. And we're all like looking around like we're down 0-2. It seems like it's over. And then next thing you know, 2-2.
It goes one of
2-2.
two. It goes one of two ways. You either, after a loss like that in particular, it's either a rallying cry, and you say, well, "We know we're the better team. Like, screw that. That's not how we want to go out." Or it's a gut punch, a liver shot. That it's a standing 10 count, where you get up, but you really aren't up, and then you go back to the next round.
Like Abdullah hit you.
I promise you one
July
thing. If
4th,
the Cavs get up 20 points again in game 2, they're not losing.
No.